Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story follows a narrative that we've been talking about probably for about 3 years now. Mom's boyfriend. In this case, is really crazy. It's coming out of a place called Dania Ana County, New Mexico. I've never heard of it. I don't get a lot of stories coming out of New Mexico, but I've heard things. But nonetheless, this beautiful little baby, and I can't understand for the life of me how you could look at a face like this and just outright disrespect life itself. Y'all look at this beautiful little baby girl. Her name, give me a moment, is Camila Hernandez. That little baby is was 5 months old. And I just don't understand it. These two individuals that y'all see on my screen, y'all know how I feel about these tattoos. He got neck and face tattoos. And mom looked like she just, a couple of, I don't know. She just looks kind of slow in the eyeballs. Evidence of abuse of a 5-month-old child went unreported and ultimately led to this baby's untimely death, according to the county sheriff's office. The sheriff's office discussed the arrest of the 23-year-old, which is, let me go back for a moment, on the right-hand side, that is 23-year-old Israel Ramirez with the neck tattoos. Then the mother is 23-year-old Danielle Lujan, L-U-J-N, or it's either Luan or Lujan. I'm not sure, nor do I really care to pronounce her name properly when you hurt children. So it's really not relevant. Okay? Now, Ramirez was arrested in connection with the death of Camila, according to court documents. On April the 17th, Ramirez said he found the baby unresponsive and had a neighbor call 911. Court documents show Ramirez told first responders that he had been watching the baby for a few hours while mom was at work. Can we take a pause just right there, just for a moment? I'm going to read that again. This fool with neck tattoos was left in charge of watching a 5-month-old baby, based on what we understand, does not biologically belong to him. How many times, let me see, Luhan, okay, fine. How many times are we going to tell this exact same story? Mom had to go to work. She had no choice but to leave this beautiful, innocent, defenseless baby with her boyfriend. To tell this exact same. Okay, the volume is good. Okay, good deal. We have a hashtag for this because y'all know that I tend to think that people that have neck and face tattoos are thug or thug-minded people. And y'all know we have a hashtag where we say, when you date thugs, you date death. All right? Authorities say that the infant was taken by ambulance to a hospital in critical condition with multiple fractured ribs and a brain injury, and the baby died later on. And I want y'all to remember that Camila was 5 months old, not even 5 years old. 5 months. That precious baby. And you look at her face, look into those deep black eyes and ask yourself, what could this baby have done so wrong to cause a person in their heart to feel like they need to cause multiple fractured rib injuries to this baby and brain damage? Probably from beating the baby up. And these adults don't have the mental capacity to be around children. Children are very, very, what am I trying to say? It takes a lot of effort to raise. It's not just this easy thing. You sit and feed them and then you just let them be. It's not how it works. They are very needy and depend on us for every single thing that they get. And I don't think that's something that we should take so lightly. Matter of fact, let me ask a question because I know some people might get a little perturbed at my opinion about these situations, but you'd also have to ask yourself, what in the hell happened to the baby's dad in less than, let me see, that'd be 5, 6, 7? So let me see. No, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In 14 months, the dad is already out of this child's life. And this woman is already in the next relationship. A full-blown relationship. How disgusting is that? Do you even allow your womb to heal after birth before you lay under the next man? Gross. You just can't get that level of desperate, and you can't be that level of dumb. Stupid is as stupid does. Isn't that right, Lieutenant Dan? Stupid is as stupid does. And mom felt so little about that baby. She didn't care about this child at all. To leave her child with a dude with a face like that and neck markings all over his damn self, because you know he ain't, he's not a law-abiding citizen, I'm assuming. I don't think that somebody who has the mental capacity to do something like that is a good, solid person, period. And the mom cared more about this man, her own personal pleasures. She put her own personal pleasures before this beautiful, precious baby. Let alone the fact that you don't think about giving up custody of this baby to the dad because you're collecting the benefits off of this child that you can get from them. And we call that hashtag babies for benefits. Because why else would you leave your child defenseless around this man and not give the child over to the dad? I am positive that the biological father of this child would have happily have taken ownership of this kid if the mom would have let him. But let's move on. Ramirez is facing 1 count of intentional child abuse resulting in death of a child under age 12 and 1 count of intentional child abuse resulting in great bodily harm of a child under age 12 years old. Lujan is facing charges with child abuse resulting in great bodily harm and which is also a first-degree felony. If you see something concerning to you as a family member or friend, say something, according to Dania Ana County Sheriff Kim Stewart. If you see something, say something. Who do y'all know says that more than anybody? Which show was the show that came out and defended children first and dedicated their platform to children first, that said this all the time first? See something, say something. And I'm thankful that more people are using this message, especially when it comes to defending our children. I've seen more people in the news than ever using that phrase in defense of our children, and I'm thankful that they do so, because somebody should have realized that something was wrong here. Many people around Camila suspected abuse, observed evidence of abuse, but failed to report it. Now I wonder who those people are, because I'm going to read that again. Many people, and this is according to Dania Ana County Sheriff Kim Stewart. Hashtag not my words. Don't get mad at me. Stop emailing me your death threats. Stop tagging me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Your death threats talk about, well, you could get touched. You could get run up on. How about we come down there and find you, and we can make sure you end up missing, Just Jay. People want to send me death threats because I'm literally giving details of what the news and the police and the courts are saying. All I'm doing is giving my opinion about what the hell is going on. I'm totally confused by that. Israel, this fool right here on my screen, nobody's going to be bad-mouthing him and sending him death threats, are they? Is anybody going to be sending Danielle Lujan death threats for leaving her child with a thug lion? No, some of y'all might be wondering, why did he say thug lion? What does that mean? What does thug lion mean? And I want you guys to remember that thug, T-H-U-G, is an action, not a skin color. Okay? His actions make him a thug because he beat up and murdered a baby. Mom went to the thug zoo and left her baby inside of the thug lion cage. And then the thug lion does what the thug lion do and act a damn fool and mauled and murdered a baby. That's why we call it the thug zoo. Because you understand that if you do a simple background check, you can learn a lot about these people. Even if it costs money, make it as an investment. We spend money on stupid crap every day. Come on, let's talk about this for a moment. How much stupid crap do we buy each and every day? Stuff that we don't need, stuff that's not healthy for our bodies, but yet we won't invest in a background check when it is so crucial to our children. So one would have to ask, what qualified this man as a suitable babysitter besides the fact that the mother liked to put this man inside her mouth and inside her body? Was that too graphic for y'all? What qualified this man to be a babysitter outside of the fact that mom enjoyed laying on top of him? Because I can guarantee you, if there were a checklist of things, he wouldn't qualify under any of them. Danya Ana County deputies arrived at the home in Mesquite regarding an unresponsive baby. Authorities reported that Ramirez was found giving baby Camila CPR. Camila was taken to Memorial Medical Center and then relocated to University Medical Center in El Paso, Texas. Doctors and staff at the Las Cruces Hospital reported old and new bruises. Matter of fact, let's pause. I totally forgot. We need to go back and revisit something. Kim Stewart said something. She said, many people around this baby suspected abuse, observed evidence of abuse, and failed to report it. Can we talk about jail time? What does the AFC stand for? Advocates for Children. Many people. Why aren't those many people being investigated? Because they knew something and didn't say anything. I thought that they had this rule in America that you could actually be charged with a crime if you witness a crime. We know that you witness a crime and don't say anything at all. Let alone if it's adults. How about the fact that it's a 5-month-old baby and nobody was there to stand up for her? I just don't understand this. In this world where we can march up and down the damn streets about grown people like Dante Wright, like Ahmaud Arbery, like Alton Sterling, like Walter L. Scott, like Rashard Brooks, like Breonna Taylor, like George Floyd, like Stephon Clark. These are all grown people. Grown adults who have had an opportunity to grow up and become something great. We are naming holidays after people. We're making statues after people. We're making t-shirts after people. We're making laws after these people. That is insane. That is insane. And not to say that those people's lives didn't mean anything, but what I am telling you is that that baby's life, Camila Hernandez, that baby's life, and this is my message to everybody who is listening to the sound of my voice, and I hope y'all click the thumbs up to share this message. I believe that this baby's life matters more than those adult lives. Is my message very clear? I think my message is very clear for those who might not understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that their lives don't matter. What I'm saying is her life matters more than adult lives, because adults should be protecting the children. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Isn't that how children survive? Because they need us for everything that they get: food, clothing, shelter, nourishment, health, medical care, everything. They can't do this stuff by themselves. So for anybody to get mad because they don't understand that message is beyond me. And I think you need a mental check. But I think that the people who knew something was wrong and didn't say anything easily should have to do 6 months in jail minimum. Give them half a year in jail. Doctors and staff reported old and new bruises on this baby, and that the infant was unresponsive, with her pupils not reacting to light stimulus, indicating severe brain injury. That usually means blunt force trauma. That usually means the baby was either punched or hit in the head. X-rays and CT scans indicated fractured ribs, a fractured tibia, and brain bleed. Pediatric doctors at the University Medical Center in El Paso reported more injuries, confirming more fractures to the infant's limbs, torso, brain bleed, consisting with their opinion of child abuse and shaken baby syndrome. Even though the abuse may not be at the hands of your family member or friend, you may be saving a child's life by making a report. Something so simple to do, and in a lot of cases you can do that anonymously. Stewart spoke to the connection between animal abuse, and child abuse as an early warning sign, citing several studies that point to a direct link between acts of cruelty to animals and violence to humans. But it seems like more people get more upset about animal abuse, fighting dogs, or whatever the hell else it is that they do, rather than taking a stand for our children. I think that's egregious in America. Stewart said New Mexico ranks number 50 in the U.S. in animal protection laws, and that law enforcement's inability to fully prosecute individuals for animal cruelty leads to more violence against children and spouses as a result. I don't even know how they even correlate that. That's kind of weird, but I don't know. Maybe y'all can make some sense of that. But Ramirez and Lujan were arrested Thursday and are being held with no bond. Zero bond. No bond. On Tuesday, District Court Judge Richard Jaquez denied a motion for pretrial detention for Ramirez. So the judge granted Ramirez a $25,000 secured bond under the following conditions, which I don't know how he'd get a bond. Must reside with his parents in Las Mesa, a curfew in effect to 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., cannot leave Dona Ana County, no contact with minors unless there is adult supervision provided from Children, Youth, and Family Department, cannot violate local, state, or federal laws, can't consume or be around alcohol, cannot possess weapons, cannot have illegal drugs, must contact his attorney weekly, and if seeking employment, attorney must be notified. Sheriff Kim Stewart said Ramirez's being granted bond was unacceptable, and that I agree with. Yes, he got a secured bond, but that don't mean he got out. That just means the judge granted him a bond. And y'all heard what I told y'all he did to this 5-month-old baby. That's the judge who made that call. They said, I just want to say, whoever this judge was today, that if that was your grandchild or your child, would you have considered this person to be a threat to the community? Stewart said. Baby Camilla's family, including her dad, stood outside the government center on Tuesday holding signs that read, "Justice for Camilla." Her aunt has this message for Ramirez. You have kids too. And our question for you is, how long would you want your children to live for? 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100? Well, that's how long you should be locked up and never come out, according to Jalene Lujan, Camila's aunt. Now, evidence collected by the sheriff's investigators from Ramirez's cell phone showed searches on the internet were done days before this baby's death. Are y'all ready for this? So I want to warn you guys, I'm going to give y'all some details, and these details are going to be very difficult to listen to. So if you can't handle it, this is not a news station. I'm simply telling you the facts of this story, okay? He did Google searches on his phone, and guess what they found? Why do babies cry when they see someone? Number 2, why is my baby's stomach hurting? Number 3, why is my baby's stomach hurting to the touch? Number 4, how bad is teething for babies? Number 5, what does a broken rib look like? Number 6, babies' broken ribs. Number 7, babies' ribs popping. Popping. Babies' ribs popping. Number 8, what is hip dysplasia in babies? That is what they found on his cell phone. And they gave him, I'm trying not to get upset. Keep in mind what the baby died from: broken ribs, broken hips, brain bleeding, brain injuries. All of these searches he did on Google on his cell phone, and the judge gave him a $25,000 bond. Does that make any sense? I just don't understand. If we're not going to stand up for a baby like this, why would we stand up for anything else? Can I ask y'all a question? Maybe y'all can Google search this, since people like to Google search things about babies. Google search this. Find out when Michael Vick was in jail, when he was arrested. Find out how much his bond was when he was arrested for dog fighting. Can somebody look that up while we're live? We're live right now. So if y'all are listening, click the thumbs up, share the stream, let more people know that we're live. Somebody please look that up and tell me, did Michael Vick have a bond? The one that used to play with the Philadelphia Eagles football team, NFL. Did they give him a bond? And if he had a bond, how much was his bond? And I want to show you guys the difference between dog fighting and the murder and abuse of a baby that everybody saw and everybody ignored. The judge said Tuesday he agreed that Ramirez knew something was wrong with Camila but failed to take action. Jaquez said Ramirez is dangerous but granted the secure bond under conditions. Lujan is awaiting her pretrial detention hearing in the Donna Anya County Detention Center. If you suspect a child is being abused, you can make an anonymous report through the New Mexico Children, Youth, and Family Department Child Abuse Hotline at 855-333-7233. But why even put the information out there since these bastards clearly aren't utilizing it? So I want y'all to notice what the people are posted in the chat, what Michael Vick's bond was compared to what the bond was for an adult, for this adult who murdered and helped abuse a baby. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, let me check my volume real quick. Citizens to reproduce, distribute. Okay, volume is good. All right. Y'all are saying he had a $50,000 bond. This is called fair use. So think about that. They gave this dude a $50,000 bond for not murdering dogs, but fighting dogs. Being associated with fighting dogs. But this man is accused of murdering and abusing a baby and gets granted a $25,000 bond. That is absolutely ridiculous. Let me see. We have 337 thumbs up. Where we need to be right now is we need to be at, let me see. We need to be at 400 thumbs up. So what we need is 62 more people to click that thumbs up. If y'all would, please. All right, here we go. Let's watch these news videos. Let's get it.
Mexico man is accused of killing a 5-month-old baby girl. 23-year-old Israel Ramirez was arrested by the Doña Ana County Sheriff's Office for allegedly abusing the daughter of his girlfriend, resulting in the little girl's death. According to an arrest affidavit, Ramirez said he found the baby not breathing, telling officers he shook her to get a response. First responders took the child to a hospital where a doctor noticed several injuries that were consistent with child abuse. Investigators say a search of Ramirez's phone also showed that he knew about the injuries to the child for several weeks. The infant's mother, Danielle Lujan, has also been arrested for child abuse.
Outrage, anger, and disbelief. Moments after reflecting on the tragic death of a 5-month-old Doña Ana County baby girl, the sheriff learned one of her suspected abusers was granted bond. ABC 7's Kate Beery heard her disappointment in Las Cruces. She reports from our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom.
Camila's father, aunt, and grandfather are demanding justice.
This case has touched us deeply.
Camila, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
For the first time on Tuesday, we see the face of the beloved baby girl, Camila. Authorities say the 5-month-old died at the hands of abuse. Deputies arrested the infant's 23-year-old mother, Danielle Lujan, and her boyfriend, 23-year-old Israel Ramirez.
If you see something concerning to you as a family member or a friend, say something.
Is that not been our mantra on the AFC for a long time now, for years now? I love the fact that they're saying that. Let me let y'all hear that one more time. See something, say something.
Something concerning to you as a family member or a friend, say something.
The sheriff shocked he was granted bond.
A person who would batter, abuse, and ultimately kill an infant is a danger to our community. It is a danger to our quality of life. It is a danger to our future.
So has Israel Ramirez posted bond? We've been checking repeatedly since his court appearance this morning. Let's check now. Look at that. No matches found. That means that Ramirez has posted bonds. And on ABC 7 News 6, I'll bring you the family's outrage that the suspected baby's abuser is out walking the streets of Doña Ana County.
He's out on bond. Wow. Good job, New Mexico. Good job. Wow. I want y'all to understand. This makes New Mexico look really weak and really bad. Look how much they care about children. At least in Texas, we have a thing called super aggravated child abuse laws. We don't believe in being soft on criminals, especially when they're accused of murdering and abusing children. He is out on bond according to what they just found. Listen to this again.
Look at that. No match is found. That means Ramirez has posted bonds. And on ABC 7 and 6, I'll bring you the family's outrage that the suspected baby's abuser is out walking the streets of Doña Ana County. Reporting in Las Cruces with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom, Kate Beery, ABC.
A chilling 911 call captures desperate attempts to save a baby's life. But according to court documents obtained by ABC 7, doctors suspect long-term abuse was likely the cause of a 5-month-old infant's bruises, broken bones, and brain damage.
ABC 7's Kate Beery heard the emotional and dramatic 911 calls from last month. Authorities say the suspected abuse happened on the 400 block of East Plaza Drive in Mesquite. And a warning, some viewers might find this story intense or frightening. It's a story you'll see only on ABC 7 from our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom.
A young mother races home to Mesquite after learning her 5-month-old baby was found unresponsive inside this home. Here are the moments they perform CPR on the infant, desperately trying to get her to breathe.
Camila, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on.
In this 911 call, you can hear 23-year-old Israel Ramirez making a desperate attempt to save his girlfriend's daughter's young life.
Okay, Israel, I need you to keep calm for me, okay? Make sure that her mouth and airway is not blocked, okay?
His girlfriend, 23-year-old Danielle Lujan, on her way home from work.
I need an ambulance, please. My daughter's not breathing. She's 5 months old. Please. Okay, don't hang up on me, okay? I'm on my way home. I was at work. She's 5 months old. I can't let this happen. No. Okay, No.
Ramirez told investigators he found the baby covered with a blanket in bed, purple in color, and not breathing. Court documents say he jumped this wall holding the baby, quote, like a football to get help from this neighbor.
A little baby. A baby's not breathing.
That neighbor did not want to talk.
He said a baby. His girlfriend's baby, he referred to her as a baby, almost like a random child. Y'all catch that?
Holding the baby, quote, like a football to get help from this neighbor.
A little baby. A baby's not breathing.
That neighbor did not want to talk about April 17th, saying the day was too difficult and painful. According to court documents, Camila had severe brain injury, possibly brain dead from her injuries, bruises, swelling, and not just fractures from the CPR, but fractured ribs which appeared old and were healing. In the documents, doctors said the injuries were consistent with long-term child abuse. As Ramirez and Lujan face first-degree felony child abuse charges, Doña Ana County Sheriff Kim Stewart emphasizing,
If you see something, you need to say something.
See something, say something. Let me hear that one more time. I love it when I hear it. See something, say something.
Kim Stewart emphasizing,
If you see something, you need to say something.
23-year-old Danielle Lujan charged with child abuse. Her boyfriend, 23-year-old Israel Ramirez, charged with intentional child abuse resulting in the death of a child. His first appearance is Tuesday at 9 a.m. Reporting from Mesquite, New Mexico with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom, Kate Beery, ABC 7.
The man charged in the death of a 5-month-old is out of custody. 23-year-old Israel Ramirez was released from the Doña Ana County Detention Center on a...
He was released. Oh my God, man. Who even helped him get a bond? Like, who helped pay for it? He should have never had a bond. See, let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to remember, this is where your local elections matter. Me and Tommy talk about this all the time. This is where your local elections matter. Y'all be so worried about who y'all next president is. Y'all so worried about Trump that you totally forgot about the fact that you vote on your local leaders. Everybody's so focused, oh, let's get Trump out of office, but you leave and completely forget about your local elections. That judge sounds like this judge don't need to be on the bench anymore at all.
The man charged in the death of a 5-month-old is out of custody. 23-year-old Israel Ramirez was released from the Doña Ana County Detention Center on a $25,000 bond. Investigators say he killed his girlfriend's daughter, Camila.
They said he can be out of jail and he can go look for a job. That means he was not working. The neighbor said that not the boyfriend. So who is he then? Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. Thank you, Jane. So who is he? Let's go back and look at this again. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I got it wrong. It says Ramirez is Lujan's Lujan's boyfriend. Let me give you the article. You can go look this up yourself. So again, I want y'all to remember, this is not my words. This is from the news. Let me tag you. So Jane, I just tagged you from my other account, but if you want to check it and look, on that article, it refers to Ramirez as Lujan's boyfriend. Let me see. It's the second paragraph from the top. Right underneath the interview. Look at that link right there. Anybody can click that link. Y'all can look it up. Y'all can look that up. They refer to him as the boyfriend.
Hernandez earlier this month. Under his conditions of release, he cannot have contact with minors without supervision. The girl's mother, Danielle Lujan, is also charged with child abuse. She is being held without bond.
What do y'all said? What was he doing for a living? What y'all think he was doing? Living off of her. She was at work. She left her baby with her boyfriend while she go work like that's healthy or something. She wouldn't even leave her baby with the biological father. Isn't that something? Well, you said, is she bonded out too? Not yet. Because as of right now, she has no bond. But I believe the boyfriend murdered the baby. So how did he get a bond, but mom gets no bond? I don't know really how they're doing this. I don't know. Thank you. You said preach. Local elections matter. Yes, they do. Why do y'all have this judge there? If you voted, then you voted for this judge to be there. If you didn't vote, if you did not vote, then you voted for that judge to be there. I hope y'all caught that. Your silence put that person in office.
We're learning more about the death of a 5-month-old girl in southern New Mexico. Israel Ramirez is charged with child abuse in the death of his girlfriend's baby, Camila Hernandez. Deputies say Ramirez was watching the girl at a home south of Las Cruces April 17th when he claims he found her unresponsive. Court documents say he asked a neighbor to call 911, but that neighbor told deputies she...
The only way this would make sense is maybe if they got who's supposed to get a bond switched around. The mom maybe should have got a $25,000 bond, but boyfriend should have got no bond at all. That's ridiculous.
Witnessed him striking the girl hard while trying to perform CPR. She died at the hospital. Doctors say she had signs of shaken baby syndrome. Today, Doña Ana County Sheriff Kim Stewart said investigators found filthy conditions at the home and people around the girl suspected a pattern of abuse but did not report it.
We all fail, Camilas. We all fail by turning away and saying it's none of our business. In fact, really, if it isn't our business, whose business is it?
A judge denied a motion to keep Ramirez locked up until trial, instead set a $25,000 bond. The baby's mother, Danielle Lujan, is also charged with child abuse, resulting in great bodily harm or death.
A southern New Mexico couple is charged in the death of a 5-year-old girl. Doña Ana County fire crews were called to a home in the town of Mesquite between Las Cruces and the state line back in mid-April. They reportedly found the infant unconscious and not breathing. Online records state the child had multiple fractured ribs and brain injury and later died at the hospital. Officials say the mother's boyfriend, Israel Ramirez, was...
Okay, thank you for clarifying, Jane. I appreciate that.
...caring for the girl while she was at work. Online records state he found...
Okay, y'all heard that. Let's rewind it. They said caring for the girl while mom was at work. Let's hear it again. So if he's caring for the baby while mom is at work, then that means he's not working. He don't have a job.
And later died at the hospital. Officials say the mother's boyfriend, Israel Ramirez, was caring for the girl while she was at work. Online records state he found the baby unresponsive and purple in color.
How did he find the baby unresponsive when she left the baby in his custody? How does that make any sense?
After being under a blanket. Those documents say he shook the baby and attempted CPR. A doctor said the brain injury was consistent with shaken baby syndrome. Both Ramirez and the girl's mother, Danielle Lujan, are now charged with child abuse resulting in death.
God, that makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. But let me tell you guys this. Sometimes these criminals can be so good at what they do, they can outsmart the system. And I believe that that's what's happened here. I think that this thug, this criminal, this man, grown-ass man that don't work, don't have a job, living off of this woman, and this woman was dumb enough to leave her baby in the clutches of someone who was not qualified to be a babysitter in any shape, form, or fashion. Left the baby with him. And here's what I believe. I believe that he saw this as a way to be able to get out of this situation. He said, oh, I was trying to shake the baby to wake the baby up. I was giving the baby CPR. That's how the baby got broken ribs. I don't believe this at all. Don't believe this at all. And like I say, for there to be signs of abuse from old injuries to new injuries, meaning other people saw it and didn't say anything, and they're just going to let this get swept under the rug. I'm putting this on as a failure of New Mexico as a state. New Mexico as a state has failed this baby for letting a criminal get out of jail for $25,000. I believe he's a criminal. And I think the evidence will prove it. $25,000 bond, but I'm glad I brought that point up because the people researched it and looked it up and found out that when Michael Vick was arrested for running a dog ring, not necessarily fighting dogs, but being associated with dog fighting, had twice the amount of bond for dogs. How do we care more in America about dogs than babies? I'm sorry, but we really have to set the line of demarcation a hell of a lot more clear than that. Do we care more about dogs or do we care more about babies? Because one has to matter more than the other. Just the same way that I talked about all of those Black Lives Matter situations and people going out marching, I believe that those lives should not matter as much, those grown lives that were lost in tragic ways, as this baby's life that was taken away in a tragic way. This should matter more, and I want y'all to look at that picture. That is a clear depiction as to how many people. Let's go back. Let us not skip that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5 people in the whole state of New Mexico that came out and advocated for this baby. I want y'all to understand, this is what it looks like when children lose their lives in America. We don't have rallies. We don't have marches. We don't get in uproars. We don't go out and threaten people. We don't go out and harass people. Do y'all think that he's going to get harassed and threatened? Probably not. Probably going to be laying up under somebody else. They talking about he can live with his mom. Mom going to be making sure he continue to keep eating and getting fat and kicking his feet up and not learning any responsibility. I just don't understand it. And I think New Mexico needs to take this and hold this L. New Mexico takes the L today as a state. This is a failure on the state, the entire state. Baby Camila was 5 months old. That is a princess. This princess could not speak for herself nor defend herself against the tyranny of her caretakers. This baby lost her life because of Tweedledee and Tweedledum. These two dumbasses caused this situation to happen. And I think the biological father needs justice for his beautiful, beautiful young little princess. So to Camila Isabella Hernandez, let me get her picture up here. That one's probably my favorite picture right there. Camila, young princess, R.I.P. We're going to fight for justice. We're going to speak for justice. And we're going to continue to share these videos in hope of getting justice and changing the minds and the hearts of people. So thank y'all for listening with an open mind and an open heart. If y'all don't mind, I want to tell y'all a second story. If you don't mind, if you have time. I know it's starting to get kind of late, and I thank you guys for allowing me to do a late stream, and I apologize. I haven't been able to get to my emails, but I'm trying to get back on it. I'm going to do the best that I can. This next story is about a mother of 5. Wait a minute. Why are we deleting messages? I hope that was an accident. Please don't delete messages. If you have a moderator wrench, please do not delete messages. So be careful, please. Please, please, please. All right? I want to talk about this mother of 5 children. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5 whole human beings. 5 kids. The woman that you see on my screen was murdered by her own husband. And he also, I'm not sure if the daughter is dead, but I know for sure that one of the bullets that he shot ended up hitting his daughter. So he almost killed his wife and the daughter. 5 kids. Let's talk about this story. Matter of fact, before we do that, I need to see if you guys are supporting me. I need some support. So all I need in support is for y'all to click that thumbs up. We have 600 people here. We have 423 thumbs up. All I'm asking for is 600 thumbs up. So we need 177 more people. I got it right. 177 more people to click that thumbs up. All you got to do is look at the video, look right there, and click that thumbs up. If you do that, it'll help share the stream and let more people know that we are live. A dog, you can't compare that to a baby or a child. This is beyond sickening. Your opinion should constitute as facts. Lokilani 808. What do you mean your opinion should constitute as facts? What do you mean by that? I'm just now seeing your comment. Maybe I read it wrong, but let me know what you meant by that. Because if I'm saying something you don't agree with, let me know. We can correct it if I'm wrong about something. But I saw you in here earlier, Bolo. So thank you, bro, for showing some love. I see you in the building. All of you guys, if y'all would, I need to make sure that even if nobody else does it, my moderators and channel members automatically should know to click that thumbs up, okay? We're at 455. We need to be at 500. But I'm trying to get us to 600. So Britt Dimples, if you're listening, thank you very much. To Tani, Michael, thank you. To Kydra Clark in the chat, thank you. Jay in Cash App, thank you. Dre the Dream, thank you. Dominique Holmes, thank y'all for your donations in Cash App and PayPal. And I also had one in Venmo. Let me say thank you to Nazaria with a J. Nazaria with a J. Want to say thank you for all that you do. All love. So if you're listening, thank you very much. Okay, a background check is literally $5 to $10. It is worth it. Thank you so much. I agree with you, Loki Lonnie 808. Totally agree. You said you can't see your AFC badge. Slaying Demons, I can see your badge. It's a blue badge. I can see it. It's there. I can see it. We could do a petition. But I think what I want to do is I want to see if somebody in New Mexico is going to have enough guts and nuts to create their own petition. You saying that Michael Vick didn't kill dogs, but only associated with the circle, which is flat out wrong. Actually, that's not wrong at all. God, you can't be that dumb. Come on. Carrie Ann, I'm sorry. Y'all don't understand. Like, my message is simple. Jesus Christ. Just like Tommy says, y'all are the same type of people. Not everybody, but people like what Carrie Ann said that think like that are the same type of people, and I'm going to use one of Tommy's analogies, that stick their head out of a moving train, a speeding train. Somebody tells you in a mean way to pull your head back in the train, and you want to turn around and get an attitude about it. Next thing you know, it lops your head off because you were willing to argue some shit that didn't even matter at the time. The point is that he got more bail than a man who was accused of murdering a baby. Pretty fucking simple. Jesus Christ. I know what I said was absolutely right. Like when you make a condemning statement like that against me, please at least know what you're talking about. I know what the hell I'm talking about. They said he was the one who owned the shit, running it. Not the one actually. Yes, you said he was associated. His bond was higher than a baby killer. Look it up. $25,000 bond, baby killer. Michael Vick, $50,000 bond for being associated with dog fighting. What did I say that was wrong? Or did you just want to just make sure that your comment was seen in there so somebody would click the thumbs up on your comment for saying something that, I'm sorry, y'all, I need to calm down. I think I'm just hungry. Y'all know how fat people get. This is what you call hangry. Hungry and angry. I need to calm down. I apologize. I'm just hungry. That's all. Hungry and angry. Y'all know how us fat people get. Let me drink some of this Starbucks Frappuccino. We got way too many people in here that if I was wrong, they would tell me I'm wrong. And I'm sorry, Carrie Ann, if you didn't like me speaking to you that way. But I really don't like you trying to tell me that my point is invalid when I'm talking about babies. My passion is for the children. Even when people turn around and say, well, Just Jay, you get all these donations. What do you do for the children? Oh, that's right. We took the children to summer camp. Did we not? Did y'all not see the video? Do you not see the shirt? It says exchange everything. And the Bible verse is 2 Corinthians 5:21. 5:21. Got this shirt from camp. We spent a week at camp. Our group took about 42 kids to camp. So for the people that question what I do for the kids and what we do for the kids and how we contribute and what is the point of our podcast, I would ask them, what are you doing? What are you doing, right? I feel like I'm doing what God called me to do, okay? Now, let's move on to this very sad story, okay? A mother of 5. Let's get it in. Let me see. Where are we at? Y'all know I get hungry and angry. We're at 489. We're doing pretty good. Let's bring a few more people in here. I want to have 700 people watching, 600 thumbs up. If we can get there, that'll be our goal for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, this story is really tragic for a lot of different reasons, okay? First of all, you know we believe in a nuclear family. I don't know why people use the word nuclear, but it's nuclear, like clear, nuclear. The nuclear family, biological mother, biological father, children under the same roof, okay? That's a thing that I believe in. And this situation involves a wife, an actual married wife, and her husband who were in a domestic violence situation. They were arguing, and I want y'all to hear how crazy this story is. A Florida woman is dead, and her baby daughter is clinging to life after authorities say that the woman's husband shot them with a gun. Shot both of them. The woman's name that y'all see right there in the center of my screen, let me see if I can get a solo photo of her, as I was able to find a bunch of pictures of her. This young lady, her name was Capucine, or Capucine. I am going to screw her name up. Let me see if they wrote her name down somewhere. Let me see. Right here. Y'all tell me how y'all pronounce that, because I'm sorry, and I know that they're not going to like me not being able to pronounce her name, but I know she went by Cap, C-A-P. So Cap Carson is 37 years old, or was 37 years old, and her baby daughter, right here, beautiful little girl, Kim Bella, and both of them were shot on June the 6th, only a couple of weeks ago. So authorities say that the woman's husband, by the name of Tofara Snow, T-O-F-F-A-R-A, Snow, S-N-O-W. Let me see if I can find. His Facebook page was right there. Here's the problem with his Facebook page. He doesn't have any pictures of himself on that Facebook page. Y'all can go and look it up. There were no pictures of this man. There were no pictures put out by the family. There were no pictures in arrest reports. Like, I couldn't find his picture anywhere. But Just Jay is diligent. I don't know why they were not releasing his picture. I believe that if a person is a criminal and they are accused of doing something heinous, I don't see why it's not okay to put their picture out. We do it all the time. I don't see why we wouldn't do it here, especially when it involves children. Here is the picture that DJ Just Jay was so diligent, I was able to find this picture. Very, very hard to find. I'm not so sure that anybody else in the media actually has this picture, except for me. I could be wrong. But the individual that y'all see right there in the Orlando shirt is who I believe to be Tofara Snow, who was also 37 years old. And he later died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound because this coward shot the mom because he got mad, gunned her down and shot her, and ended up shooting his baby. And then he tried to run away, and when the police tried to get to him, he shot himself inside of a Big Lots store, department store. So if y'all have never seen his picture, that's who I believe it is. Until I'm proven wrong, that's what we're gonna go with. Now, according to a police affidavit obtained by the Orlando Sentinel, witnesses told police that they heard that Snow and Carson were arguing shortly before midnight on the night she died. Cap Carson told Tofara Snow, that she would stay in a hotel rather than at the apartment that the couple shared. Let's talk about that for a moment, because I know people gonna get mad, especially the family. This woman, who the family speaks very highly of, they say she was a loving person. She would take care of anybody's kids, even including her having 5 kids herself. They said some very amazing things about her, and I have no reason to doubt that this woman probably was a very special person. So I want to say to the family, we do send our condolences, okay? But let me be real. Let me do what I do best. Analyze a situation and point out where I believe the flaws are. This is the hard part about what I do, because it takes somebody with guts and courage to speak up, and if you see something, to say something, because something is clearly wrong. You know how people can get claustrophobic in small places, cramped places, when you feel like everything is just on top of you or next to you and you just want some space, right? Let me point something out. You're talking about a young lady, a young woman who's like my age, that has 5 children, including herself. That would make 6 people in an apartment. Add her husband, that is 7 people. I don't know of very many apartment complexes that offer 5 to 6 bedroom apartments. Is it possible that they do? Sure. But they were living in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. No. Maybe they weren't. But it says a Florida woman. Maybe she's not in Florida. Wherever they were living. I don't know of very many places that offer 5 to 6 bedroom apartments. Most places usually offer a maximum of 3 bedrooms. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because it's already enough for both of them to try to learn to live with each other. Those 2 people, just them by themselves. Then you add 1 child, 2 child, 3 child, 4 child, 5 children. It's already hard enough to raise 1 child. I can vouch for that, because me and my daughter's mom, my daughter was a handful, and shout out to my daughter. But it took me, my daughter's mom, her mom, my dad, our cousins, grandmothers, all of us to come together to raise my 1 daughter. Y'all catch what do y'all understand where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to say? When they talk about it takes a village, because each individual life takes so much that you have to put into it in order to raise that life properly. It took all of us to raise 1 kid, let alone 5. And we're talking about, let's just say on a maximum, if they had a 3-bedroom apartment. 5 kids, 3 in 1 bedroom, 2 in another. Then mom and boyfriend had their own room, because I'm assuming that they're not going to share that bedroom with any of the kids. Does that sound about right? Especially with as high as rent can be. In some places you can have rent that's almost $1,500 to $1,700, maybe even $2,000 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment, depending on where you live, depending on what area y'all live in. So I'm going to assume, and remember, I'm painting a picture. I'm Picasso. Have a canvas. I'm painting a picture for everybody to understand, how did we get to this point? Because everybody is asking, why did it come to this? I believe overcrowding and stress and arguing, and the fact that some of those kids probably didn't belong to that man. I'm assuming that out of those 5 kids, some of those kids probably belong to other men. She probably, especially with her being 37, she probably had some of those kids in her younger 20s by some other men, and then turned around and had maybe a kid or 2 by her current husband. Dealing with other baby daddies or other baby daddies' DNA is already a trial and tribulation in itself. Shout out to Leave It to Bieber, my friend, my sister. What's happening? That's already a difficult thing in itself to deal with. Let alone going to work and getting frustrated, and then you come home, you're overcrowded. It's overwhelming. Thank you for putting that in the chat. It can be overwhelming, and all I'm saying is I believe that they both got mad at each other, and I believe that it just blew up, and it was blown way out of proportion. I think that this dude acted way out of character, okay? Let's move on. They said they were arguing the night before. So instead, Snow said that she would stay in a hotel rather than at the apartment that the couple shared. At some point, Carson jumped into her car with Kimbella and 2 other children. As Carson tried to drive away, Snow jumped into the back seat. The affidavit alleges that he began to open fire at that point. Wow. Carson, the mother was shot 10 times. That's what you call a crime of passion. That is just hateful. That is hateful. Shot this woman 10 times. That is rage in your mind and your heart and your soul and your spirit. That is nothing but Satan inside of you. That is hate. She was shot 10 times and she died of her injuries. The baby, Kimbella, right here, was struck once in the head. She was rushed to the hospital for surgery, but that baby remains in critical condition. So please make sure y'all put a prayer hands up in the chat, please. And pray for baby Kimbella that she will survive this. We pray that. Please put a prayer hands in the chat for her. So the husband then fled the scene. Now, while on the run, he called his mother. Oh my goodness. You can't get no more. This is the typical hood story. I was about to call my mama. I'm going to tell you guys something. This is how you know that Tafara Snow, let me see if I get his picture back up here. Some of y'all didn't know what he looked like, as he was hiding himself on his Facebook page. Like Mystical. Here you go. There you go right there. Y'all was looking for the man. Here you go. You know this fool didn't have no daddy in his life. Because he shot this woman and his own kid 10 times and ran. Then he turned around and called his mama. That sounds like a little boy who didn't have his daddy in his life. He called his mother and told her he shot his wife during an argument. His mother went to the scene and handed the phone to police. According to the affidavit, Snow told the officer that he knew he was going to prison and wanted to turn in the gun he used, but also wanted to see his mother first. He wanted to see his mom. Boy. That's almost a sick type of relationship. I just want to see my mama. I don't understand. Police tracked him to a Big Lots parking lot where he shot himself. He died in the hospital on June the 11th, not that long ago. Now, Carson's family is mourning their loss. Let me go ahead and show you guys the news videos, but let me give you the fair usage, because I hate getting flagged on my channel. So let me show y'all the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, here we go. Let me take a pause real quick. V Rose said you sent 15 by way of PayPal. I did get it. And she said, V Rose said, God bless. Keep doing what, let me see. Keep doing what you're doing. It is right. That is from V Rose in the chat showing some love. So if you are listening, thank you very much. Also, Tawny Michael, if you're listening, thank you very much. And Brent, Dimples, and Kydra, thank y'all very much. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and go through these news videos. And let me just let y'all hear some more details. Here we go.
We're told deputies tried to get their suspect to make contact with him when he ran into the Big Lots here and shot himself. It all happened a little before 8 last night. The suspected shooter, a 37-year-old man, was sent to the hospital in critical condition. The sheriff's office is not releasing his name yet. The store here is about half a mile away from Wellesley Apartments, where deputies say that man shot 2 people late Sunday night, 37-year-old Capucine Carson and a 3-year-old girl. Neighbors tell us the girl is Carson's daughter, but the sheriff's office has not confirmed their relationship, only saying the victims knew the suspect. Carson died at the scene and the girl was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. As for how she and the suspect are doing now, I'm told the sheriff's office doesn't have any updates to release at this time. Stay with us for the very latest on this developing story. Reporting in Orlando, Rebecca Turco, Spectrum News 13.
All right, Mike, thank you. We do have an update now on that breaking news we told you about at the top of this newscast. We now have live pictures coming in from the Big Lots store on Good Homes Road in Orange County. Investigators say a murder suspect shot himself inside the store tonight. Police say the man, whose name has not been released, shot a woman and a child at a home on Wellesley Lake Drive yesterday. We will have more on this breaking story overnight on clickorlando.com and on the morning news beginning at 4:30.
And developing right now, detectives investigating a shooting that injured a child and left a woman dead. This happened late last night at the Wellesley Apartments off Good Homes Road near Colonial Drive. News 6's Jerry Askin is live with more now. How is the child doing, Jerry?
Well, Bridget, that child at last check was still in critical condition. Very sad story. We're still working to get his age, too. And deputies told me in the past half hour that the victim, the 37-year-old woman who was killed, her name is Capucine Carson. Here's the scene. Well, it's all cleared now, but this was where everything happened at. And right now, sheriff's deputies say the suspect is known to the victims and has not been caught. Now, here's some video we shot on scene overnight. A pretty large crime scene. Investigators saying it happened here at the Wellesley Apartments near Ocoee around 11:40 last night. We saw deputies focusing mostly on a gray or silver SUV. We're still working to see where the shooting happened exactly here. And I'm also checking to find out more about the relationship between the victims and the connection between the victims and the suspects, and the motive remains unclear. Again, at last check, no one is in custody, but again, deputies saying that suspect is known to the victims. We're on the scene here, working to get a whole lot more about the victim and hear more from neighbors. That's coming up.
So I want y'all to remember, this is why I painted that picture earlier. When people are wondering how did it get to this point, that's exactly why I do what I do, to paint that picture and get people to understand how it got to this point. All right, let's keep going.
In Orange County this noon, deputies say a man accused of shooting and killing a woman and injuring a 3-year-old girl is in the hospital after shooting himself last night inside a Big Lots store on Good Homes Road, and customers were inside the store at the time. Channel 9's Ashley Edelin has been gathering information on this story since yesterday. Ashley, the search for that suspect ended when deputies found him at that store right behind you. Vanessa, deputies tell us they were trying to talk to him when he ran inside the Big Lots here behind me and shot himself. Now, I want to point out this Big Lots is on Good Homes Road. Take a look. This is the same road the apartment complex 37-year-old Carson and the little girl were found at yesterday. My GPS says the Big Lots is an 8-minute walk from that apartment complex, just 0.3 miles away. Now, the victim was shot and killed at the apartment complex. The little girl badly injured. She's in critical condition at this time at the hospital, according to deputies. We know the suspect is also in critical condition. We do not have his name or know the relationship between the three people in this situation. However, deputies did tell us that these three know each other. I've been reaching out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office this morning, trying to get an update, asking them what exactly was the motive here? What went wrong? How did these three know each other? Did they live together at that apartment complex? I don't have those answers yet, but when I have them, I'm going to update you. But for now, we're live in Orange County. Ashley Edlin, Channel 9, and Eyewitness News.
A story you'll only see on News 5, a vigil held for a Mobile woman killed in Orlando, Florida. Her 3-year-old daughter is recovering from the shooting. The Orange County Sheriff's Office reports 37-year-old Capucine Carson's husband, Tafari Snow, admitted to firing 10 rounds into her car, shooting her and her daughter during a fight. Family says Snow died after later shooting himself. Gabby Easterwood went to a vigil held by the woman's family in Mobile tonight. And Gabby joins us in the studio. Gabby, the family prayed together.
Yeah, Dana, of course. And those who loved Capucine Carson, or Cap, the most, gathered at the Baumhauer Park in Mobile and remembered her. And they were around others who were mourning the gravity of how tragic her death was for them.
Written them and these balloons.
Candles on the ground. R.I.P. Cap. For Capucine Carson.
Let me pause it right here. Let me go back.
Written in candles on the ground. R.I.P. Cap.
This is where they should have left it at. Everybody had on purple shirts to honor her in her favorite color. People had like the tablecloths, all of that other stuff, and they lit candles. That's where it should have stayed. While we continue to buy balloons, release them into the air, and then let all this litter go all over our communities, all over the city, and be all up in people's power lines, people's trees, people's grass, in the lakes, and the water system, is beyond me. It's literally air litter. Air litter. Stop with the balloon releases. Please, you are not honoring your people properly. A candlelit vigil would have been perfect. Those candles were good enough. Bring some flowers, something. Stop with the balloons, please.
For Capucine.
I want y'all to remember this. This is the channel that y'all first heard people started complaining about balloons. The first channel. So you can go back and attribute that to me. All right? Let's go.
Carson, the mother of 6, whose life tragically ended just a week ago.
There's so much respect for her because she'll take care of anybody, kids, even with the amount of kids that she has, she'll still do it.
I'm gonna let y'all hear this again. This is her friend's own words.
Whose life tragically ended just a week ago.
There's so much respect for her because she'll take care of anybody, kids, even with the amount of kids that she has, she'll still do it.
She said she would take care of anybody's kids, even with how many kids that she had, which was 5. That is a lot of human beings to take care of. That is a lot of stress. That is a lot going on. Now, I don't know her story as far as how those children became to be. But if I know what the statistics say that most of us, including myself, have children outside of wedlock. So I don't know how many of these children they actually had inside of their marriage, but I can tell that some were produced outside of marriage because she's 37 and probably had some of those kids in her early 20s. That is a lot of stress. That is a lot of strain on your budget financially, on your house physically, and there's just not enough room and a lot of space, it can become cramped and it can be very frustrating. It makes for a bad environment inside the home. It stresses everybody out. It stresses the kids out, it stresses mom out, and it stresses the husband out. That's all I'm saying. I mean, no disrespect to the family. I'm just saying it's a lot of people under one small roof, an apartment.
Those children left without a mother, but holding on to their love for her.
My mom was a loving person. My mom, she didn't deserve this.
She always loved us the most.
I love my mom to death. She did her hardest to do everything that she could do.
Purple, the color of the night, for domestic violence, the nature of her death.
Right now, this family needs prayer, much prayer.
According to Orange County Sheriff's Office, Cap was in an argument with her husband outside of an apartment complex in Orlando as she was trying to leave, when it escalated and ended in gunfire, hitting herself and her 3-year-old daughter, ultimately taking Cap's life.
I mean, people say, get out. But sometimes you don't know how to until it's too late.
A woman who was
That's where I want to back it up, and I'm going to say some things that the family is not going to like. Let me let y'all hear this again.
But sometimes you don't know how to until it's too late.
A woman who was...
Let me back that up again. Because what they're talking about is sometimes when you're in these violent relationships and you don't know how to get out until it's too late. But what is one thing that DJ Just Jay teaches ladies all the time? One, do a background check. Find out who the person is on paper first. Know who you are dealing with. Second of all, hashtag when you date thugs, you date. You date death. Let me put the picture up, because I believe that pictures speak 1,000 words. Now, this man could have been a model citizen. I have no idea, but it sounded like this dude was 2 tacos short of a combination plate. Sound like this boy was a little bit slow to sit there and murder somebody and then want to call his mama and see his mama for the last time. The boy probably slower than a bottle of molasses that was left out in the snow. He has on the thug outfit. Pants that are too tight so your nuts can't breathe, and tiny shirts that show your nipples. He has on the official thug outfit. That's what the thugs are now wearing. Thugs are no longer wearing tall tees with baseball caps and Dickies and Chuck Taylors no more. They wearing the most expensive $300, $400, $600 shoes, the tightest pants, these shiny belts, and t-shirts that are small enough for your baby brother to wear. That's the thug outfit. So could I be wrong about that? Maybe he's not a thug. Maybe he's not a badass. But most hood chicks love hood dick. Am I wrong about that? Most women love them a hood man. And sometimes there is a large price to pay for dealing with a dangerous thug lion. And again, thug meaning his actions, not his skin color. Okay? Now, let's keep going.
Leave when it escalated and ended in gunfire, hitting herself and her 3-year-old daughter, ultimately taking Cap's life.
I mean, people say, get out. But sometimes you don't know how to until it's too late.
You could not get involved with a thug. That's a great place to start, but I guess ain't nobody else gonna say that but me, huh? Let's keep going.
A woman who was respected and described as having a beautiful spirit.
My dog gone. And guess what? For nothing. For nothing.
With tear-filled eyes.
Oh my goodness. Did y'all hear what she just said? She said, my dog gone. Wow. So maybe some of y'all shouldn't be leaving comments in the comment section talking about, oh, you wrong for calling them hood. Well, that woman sure sounded hood saying that was my dog. Like that's my nigga right there. That's my dog right there. Did y'all hear that?
So it's too late. A woman who was respected and described as having a beautiful spirit.
My dog gone. And guess what? For nothing.
My dog gone. That's your dog?
My dog gone.
Described as having a beautiful spirit.
My dog gone. And guess what? For nothing. For nothing.
And y'all notice, I want y'all to also notice this. Notice how there are no men speaking. You have not watched one man speak.
Described as having a beautiful spirit.
My dog gone. And guess what? For nothing. For nothing.
With tear-filled eyes and lighted candles, at the end of the vigil, it was truly not about how she died, but about how she lived.
We're gonna let her.
Look at all that air litter. Look at that. Somebody gonna have to clean all of that up. But they don't care though. They don't care.
Rest in peace because she done did her time on this earth. And I just want her to know I'ma always love her and I got her kids forever.
I just want to say that we're going to miss you.
Now, as for her 3-year-old daughter, family says she is expected to make a full recovery. Now, there is a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses, and you can find that link on our website. Reporting live in studio, Gabby Easterwood, WKRG News.
Are y'all ready for me to stick my finger in the proverbial wound a little bit deeper? Are y'all ready to get really, really pissed off? Y'all ready for this? Y'all heard they just said they had a GoFundMe, right? Let's play a game. Like this is the Saw movie. Want to play a game? How much do y'all think that they're asking for to bury the mother in their GoFundMe? Keep in mind, the little baby that was shot is expected to make a full recovery, so prayer hands and much love to the baby, Kim Bella. So she's going to survive. That's great. So the 4 other siblings, they're going to have their baby sister. That's a beautiful thing. How much do y'all think that they're asking for in the GoFundMe to bury the mother? Just the mother. Y'all want to take a guess? Do y'all think it's reasonable? Because I want y'all to remember that she has all of these kids. I'm going to assume that since they're asking for a GoFundMe, that they don't have life insurance. How do you have 5 kids and nobody has life insurance? Your husband didn't have life insurance. You're 37 years old. You don't have life insurance. You have 5 kids. Not a single one of them have life insurance. I think it would be much smarter if you were going to raise funds to take care of the kids. Why spend an immaculate amount of money to just put somebody in the ground when we didn't even show them that much love in real life? If I was dead, I wouldn't care. I'd say, make sure that my daughter is good. Not make sure I'm comfortable in the ground. Y'all ready to see this? I want y'all to take a look at this, and I want y'all to see how much, because this is not something I made up. I want y'all to see how much they're asking for to bury her. Let me know if y'all can see this. I've tried to make it as big as I possibly can. Can everybody see this? Let me get my whiteboard out real quick. Let me get my colors together here. Let's go boom. Let's go boom. Can y'all see this number right here? More specifically, that number. Can y'all see it? For everybody who tells me I'm wrong for being the GoFundMe police, huh? Everybody sees this. They are asking crowdfunding to bury a 37-year-old mother who did not have a dime of life insurance. Matter of fact, at 37, you're almost 40 years old. At that point, you definitely should be thinking about things like retirement and cashing in possibly on some of your payments to life insurance or something at this point. Because we're already hit our climax and we'll be going downhill at that point from 40 and 50 on down. We're like at midlife at that point. $60,000. $60,000. So let me explain this to you guys. Some of y'all might be like, well, they're going to use some of that money to take care of the children. What's the likelihood that that's going to be the case? At the top, it says for her kids. This is what life insurance would have taken care of. We could have easily, at 37 years old, had a $25,000 life insurance plan that wouldn't cost you much monthly, a $50,000, $100,000 plan that wouldn't have costed you much monthly. So the family is going to put nothing into this funeral, but yet ask the whole world and society for $60,000. Let me tell y'all why that's egregious. Because people want to make it seem like I'm wrong for saying they have too many kids. They have way more kids than they can actually provide for. So much so that once they lose their mom, they need an inordinate amount of money to be able to take care of all of the kids. Now it becomes society's problem. Why is it that we don't take care of our own families, our own lineage? Why should we ever have to look outside of our own mothers and grandparents and cousins and close, tight circle of family and friends? When this type of thing continues to happen, as a matter of fact, when you date these dangerous ass thugs, then you know, and you live in these dangerous hoods and neighborhoods, you know there is a high likelihood that something is going to happen bad. Why do you not have yourself covered? Why do you not have some type of protection, some type of financial protection, something? We have nothing at all. We are making no plans for the day that we die, and everybody on earth is going to die at some point. I just think it's highly irresponsible to keep saying society should take care of my kids. The government should take care of my kids. CPS and DPS should take care of my kids.
A story you'll only see on News 5. A vigil held for a Mobile woman killed in Orlando, Florida. Her 3-year-old daughter is recovering from the shooting. The Orange County Sheriff's Office reports 37-year-old Capucine Carson's husband, Tafari Snow, admitted to firing 10 rounds into her car, shooting her and her daughter during a fight. Family says Snow died after later shooting himself. Gabby Easterwood went to a vigil held by the woman's family in Mobile tonight. And Gabby joins us in the studio. Gabby, the family prayed together.
Yeah, Dana, of course. And those who loved Capucine Carson, or Cap, the most, gathered at the Baumhauer Park in Mobile and remembered her. And they were around others who were mourning the gravity of how tragic her death was for them. Written in candles on the ground, R.I.P. Cap, for Capucine Carson, the mother of 6 whose life tragically ended just a week ago.
There's so much respect for her because she'll take care of anybody, kids, even with the amount of kids that she has, she'll still do it.
Those children left without a mother, but holding on to their love for her.
My mom was a loving person. My mom, she didn't deserve this. She always loved us the most. I love my mom to death. She did her hardest to do everything that she could do.
Purple, the color of the night, for domestic violence, the nature of her death.
Right now, this family needs prayer, much prayer.
According to Orange County Sheriff's Office, Cap was in an argument with her husband outside of an apartment complex in Orlando as she was trying to leave, when it escalated and ended in gunfire, hitting herself and her 3-year-old daughter, ultimately taking Cap's life.
I mean, people say, get out, but sometimes you don't know how to until it's too late.
A woman who was respected and described as having a beautiful spirit.
My dog gone. And guess what? For nothing. For nothing.
With tear-filled eyes and lighted candles, at the end of the vigil, it was truly not about how she died, but about how she lived.
We're going to let her rest in peace because she done did her time on this earth. And I just want her to know I'ma always love her and I got her kids forever.
I just want to say that we're going to miss you.
Now, as for her 3-year-old daughter, family says she is expected to make a full recovery. Now, there is a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses, and you can find that link on our website. Reporting live in studio, Gabby Easterwood, WKRG News 5.
All right, guys, I'm about to give y'all my closing thoughts. And let me see, to Lady Legend and Marquita, give me just a second here. I need to log in and get my code, so y'all bear with me just a moment. But if y'all want to call in and tell me as far as like why y'all think I'm wrong about this, I will happily let you guys call in. I will let you ladies and you fellas call in if y'all want to call in. So Miss June, if you or anybody else wants to post my link in there for StreamYards, let me see. Give me a moment. Let me see. That was to Lady Legend and Marquita. Give me a moment. Lady Legend and Marquita. Call in here. And just make sure that the green line moves up and down. Y'all click that link and I will be more than happy to bring you in. So there we go. We are in the building. I'm in the StreamYard. So let me get my closing thoughts real quick. So Lady Legend, Marquita, ladies, call in. There's the call in link. You can use your tablet, you can use your cell phone, you can use a computer. Just make sure it has a microphone. I will not show you on camera unless you want to be on camera, but most people usually don't. So I can just leave you in the background, but we can still have the conversation, okay? So my closing thoughts are this. I want everybody to remember this. We can't change their situation. We can't change their kids. We can't change their fate. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to speak to my young sisters and my young brothers before we start having children, before we start having sex recklessly and procreating and bringing children into these situations when we can't even take care of ourselves properly. Okay? So I'm using this as a cautionary tale. because we can't do anything to bring this woman's life back. We can't fix her life. We can't protect her life. We can't protect her kids. But what we can do is we can speak to everybody else who is out there listening who might be in these situations, and we might be able to save a life before they put themselves in a dangerous situation by dating unstable thugs. Dating unstable thugs is not cute. If you like to date that while you're single with no kids, I get it. But when you have kids, you have more to think about than just your own personal pleasures. Okay? So that's the main message that I want to push with these stories. But again, I wish nothing bad on them. What happened to her should have never happened to her. The dude should have never snapped. He should have never came outside of himself and did this. He should have been man enough, which again, I want y'all to remember, he was probably raised by a single mother. Because he said, I called my mama. You didn't hear no mention of his dad. I want to call my mama. After you killed your wife and almost killed your own kid? It's just a ridiculous thing to say. So for the things that they say and for the things that they do, I have to draw an analysis and tell you guys how I perceive things and what my solutions are, okay? So these are my solutions, and I totally understand if people don't understand and don't agree. Bring your own solutions to the table, okay? But I thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart. And again, RIP to the mother, and we'll keep a prayer hands up for those kids and hope that the family will be able to take care of those kids. Thank you guys so much. All right, y'all have a good night.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you. Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Design. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.